Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
I got to him.
Hello, Dana. Hello, Colette. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Anna. How are you?
Wow,
Hello,
Thursday. We
Ann.
love you too, Ann.
Cheryl, how are you? Good evening, Carrie. How you doing? I decided to wear the devil hat for a change, see what it feels like.
I rubbed off on him.
Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Randy, how you doing? Hello, Dana. Hey, guys. I like this, huh, Deb? The real me. Look, goes up like that too. I look better. This is the happy devil, and then there's the sad devil. That's enough of that. Hey, Brandon. How are you? At work as usual, right, Colette? Hey, Karen. How you doing? So, yeah, this week we're kind of. It seems like we're taking it easy, but we're not. The New Jersey Paranormal Devil. Yes, very true. Hello, Carmen.
On the spot, Ann. On the spot.
We again the Creeper Gallery would have been too much this week because tomorrow night we're going and with Robert and Sandra from Beer Fort. Hello, Laura. Charlene, we're going to a place in North Jersey. It's actually a business, believe it or not, that claims to have activity and they want it checked out. So we're going to go there. Shadow figures, they say they hear weird noises. So we're going to drive. For us, it's about an hour and change. God bless you, Chris.
Right, Deb?
It's about an hour and change. Hey, John McGinnis. Hey, Nancy. And we'll get there kind of early. I think we're supposed to be there around 4:30. So we'll spend a good amount of hours there, see what we could see, hear what we could hear. And it should be different, you know?
Yeah.
Never really, I don't know how many businesses I've investigated. I'm trying to think. I don't really remember a whole lot. Oh, there was the restaurant.
Yeah,
remember
we did the
one?
restaurant.
That was different.
Duh, that was freaky.
That one comes to mind because I don't remember where that one was. Oh, it was by Wayne somewhere around there. Good evening, Steve. We I don't mention any names but somebody I know, say that, his son was involved in a business. Hey Tracy, where it's a restaurant, and the restaurant employees were saying that they were seeing shadow figures, that they were uncomfortable locking up at night. Yeah. And he was
moving
like,
in the kitchen.
Yeah, he's like, could you guys come and check that out? And we're like, yeah, but he's like, problem is the restaurant don't close till 2:00 in the morning. And we were like, So we drove up there, got in there at 2 a.m. and stayed till probably sunup. And the story there was, it's not a story, actually did happen. Hey, Paul, somebody did literally die during an anniversary dinner. The husband was in the middle of eating what I'm told was a steak. Yeah. And by the time the ambulance got there, he was already gone. Yeah. So they would always see in that corner booth what seemed like a shadow figure, a man standing there. So we were there for a number of hours. We really didn't see anything. We didn't capture anything. We couldn't find any reasons for the things that they were saying or that they were mentioning.
But that kitchen had a very
it had a vibe to it.
It did. It was a creepy vibe that when you went back there, the energy immediately changed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a dark kitchen, and it was really dark in that kitchen.
It was.
And I stayed there by myself for a while, just listening in the dark.
And kitchens with big old knives hanging off to the side are pretty creepy in itself. So.
And we went in there. We didn't really see anything, and we told them, sometimes you're in there one night, and you don't, you know what I mean? It's not something you could plan that we're going to find everything the first night. Matter of fact, even going back to talking to John Zappis about, cases that he's still working on now, and cases that he worked on in the past, and how weeks and weeks and weeks, and I know that that 28 days when on Lorraine Warren said, sometimes you have to be in a place for
A long
4 weeks,
period of time.
and experience everything and be able to help. But that night, no. And, we asked, we said we'd experienced anything in there, nothing hurt us or nothing.
No.
And they kind of just accepted, like, okay, you guys didn't get anything. Maybe there's nothing here. We never heard back from them. I mean, I still talked to the guy, but never really heard anything else about that restaurant.
It was business as usual.
Yeah, so that was really the one business that we went into. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's a big open floor plan from what I could see. It's kind of a warehousey type of thing.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll show you the pictures. And but believe me, I'd love to see those shadow figures and stuff if we go in there. Apparently, a decent amount of employees are saying that they've seen things.
And that's not, and again, that's not the normal thing for that there. I mean, it's not.
But you don't know. You can't tell with shadow play until we get in there. We can't see where the windows are. We can't see how the cars go by and if they cast shadows in certain areas. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying that's not at a normal job where this is our thing. We talk about paranormal all the time, but normally in a job setting, people don't talk about those things. So if the story's getting out and they're going back and forth saying shadow, it would be interesting to find out why and what makes it feel, just besides seeing the shadow play and shadow figures, if there's anything else that goes along with it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, sometimes there are reasons for things that aren't paranormal related. People like to think, because paranormal is so mainstream that there's activity in their whatever in their work in their homes because they hear certain things or they think they see certain things. But you'd be surprised how many things can be explained away that aren't paranormal related, and you have to kind of look for, and that's what we'll be doing first when we go in there. We'll go check out all the spots, and then we'll be like, okay, where are the windows, where's the light coming in from? I'm not going to say where it is because
it's a business.
Well, no, this is something different, but like I should try to anticipate.
Yep, trying to see where you're
going.
Hold
on, I'm sending it.
You're just tickling the brain. That's
all. Yeah, it must be.
Okay.
But we she throws me right off course. I totally forgot what I was going to say now.
About a place.
I forget which place though.
Oh. Well, I don't know why they did that.
Because you zip. Here's you. I'm on the highway.
I said because it's a business.
Now I have to.
I know. I said because it was a business, and you said no, you weren't talking about
That's not going to help me. It's gone.
I thought maybe I could tickle your brain like you tickle mine. Hey, what can I say?
But anyway, there was now I remember there was a place, and God, how can I say this without kind of saying where it is? It was a lot of orb activity, we'll say. Security cameras, orbs, and someone was trying to explain to us how, the orbs meant something. They would come from one direction. They would come from the ground up. They would, certain times or whatever. And being in that building, it was an old building, and an old building that had even, garage doors even that weren't. The building wasn't like sealed 100% in all different areas. It was a really old building.
It was drafts.
And the drafts were coming in from everywhere. And again, I'm trying to say it without saying it. The one video we were showing was after an animal was caught on video, literally running around in night vision. You could see the eyes, and it was an animal running around. And the person who was showing us the video believed that the animal stirred up the activity because the animal wasn't supposed to be there. When in reality, the place is an old building, very old, dusty building, dust everywhere. There's no way they're cleaning this entire building all the time. And that animal was running around, kicking up all kinds of dust. And it was just like, part of you feels bad trying to explain things to some people because you do feel like you're bursting their bubble.
Yeah, because they believe it so heavily.
Yeah, and you feel bad doing that, you know, because you're just like, you know, but another part of you is just like, it is kind of what it is. You know what I mean? And unless there's other stuff going on, and we talk about this all the time, unless there's stuff moving and you're hearing voices and other things, you know, sometimes orbs are just dust. A lot of the time.
Or bugs.
A lot of the time.
Or dew. Rain.
Pledge. Yeah, fighting orbs for over 50 years. And I get it because, again, I know, and here's the thing. I started, I don't want to say this either because, again, anyway, there's cameras running sometimes when we investigate. I'll just say that. And they're IR cameras. And, you know, I do see, even while I'm watching the cameras, I see. And I okay. And I do tell people disregard. But the one thing I do tell people, if an orb triggers an EMF detector or static detector, something with movement, then yes, you may have something there. Or if it kind of forms unto itself, not just kind of flies by. I mean, I love Ghost Adventures as much as the next person. I do. That's my favorite show. I know people don't care for it, whatever. But when Zach will show a little dust thing flying into, you know, himself or into, you know, what's his name? Aaron, you know, or Billy, it's like, come on, man, why are you using this footage?
The only time that I won't brush him off either is, like John says, if it triggers something going off. But also, I've actually seen with the naked eye an orb that has hit somebody who's not aware and they react like they've been touched. That's something.
I've ever seen that.
I have.
The orbs that I've seen that I know are orbs
it happened at John Zinkeep's house.
Have illuminated. I've seen the lights coming from them. And that's where I was like, and I'll be honest with you, at the Sterling Hill mine, watching on the cameras, I saw something, and two groups of people saw it. It formed from the middle of the floor out. It was there, and then it kind of formed out, and it got bigger. It wasn't just one of these jobs. It kind of formed, got bigger, and then up. And then the other time, blinking ones or something. Now again, lightning bug. When I call them lightning bugs, we had one in our bedroom last night.
Yeah.
Could it be a lightning bug this time of year? Yeah, it very well could be. But I saw a few that were like whoop, almost pulsating.
She's talking about orbs.
Who is? Oh, Colette?
Yeah.
I've got lots of orbs in my house, bright ones, but I've seen them with my own eyes. Yeah, it's different when you see with your own eyes. When we were younger, we would go to Gettysburg all the time. We would go 2-3 times a year. And our sole purpose of going to Gettysburg, I'll be honest with you, was with recorders, trying to do EVP sessions out there wherever we could, and taking pictures of orbs. That's what we did. We would drive on the highway of the battlefield, or we go into the battlefield, and where nobody was, and there were red ones and there were blue ones, and it was just like, you know, we were thrilled back then to be doing that and to be getting those pictures. But, you know, I'm not saying it could have been spirits because they're everywhere in Gettysburg, but, you know, it really depends when it comes to orbs and anomalies, what you're looking at. And so, but that again brings me back to that one particular place where we must have watched 10 videos of orbs flying in different directions, and
all we watched.
And it's just like I said, I get it, but it's like, you know, people don't want to hear when they're talking to people like us that's what we're going to tell them, you know. And like I said, part of me gets it, you know, but I don't know. That's like someone who came to our event on Saturday at Centenary University sent me a really cool picture. And it was one of the windows in the main area where we do our introduction and our lecture and stuff. And she said, blow up this picture. What do you see? And I knew it. She didn't even have to tell me to blow it up. I could see from the initial picture. And when I blew it up, it really did look like a face sideways. Definition and everything, and the pigmentation of the skin. And, you know, she took it in an area where people weren't. Everybody was on a different side of the room. And I said to her, because I didn't want to automatically label it, you know, paranormal, I said, did you take like consecutive pictures? Are there any other pictures that you took in that area at that time? Ideally, you take 3 pictures. If you're going to take any pictures in an area, just one after the other. So you could do comparative things. That shadow figure, was it there in the first picture? Was it there in the second picture? You know, and kind of try to get the area as well. And I said to her, it's a cool picture, but I wasn't where you were. I have no idea who else was in the area. If anybody could have cast a reflection on that window, I can't say for sure. Just looking at that, you know.
Having said that about orbs and how you feel about orbs, I woke up years ago before my mom passed with 2 white glowing orbs over my bed that literally moved around. And then when it realized I was awake, went and was gone. Bright white orbs.
Where was this now?
Over when I lived in London. I'm serious. I woke up. I felt, you know, like when you feel like you're being watched? And I woke up out of a dead sleep and I looked up and I thought it was like my eyes, just like with a lightning bug. Remember when I said, I keep seeing a flash of light. What the heck? And then you realized it was a lightning bug. No, they were like this big. There were 2 of them. They were bright. Like, I'll think of a clear white light bulb. But that's the best way I could describe it. Just so brilliantly white. And there was 2 of them. And they literally kept passing and around and circling each other. And they were going faster and faster. And then they just, like, all of a sudden, when it realized I was watching, it went poof right into each other and disappeared. Explain that. I don't smoke. You know that. You can't, again.
Surely most orb pictures, if you enhance anything big enough, I could enhance my coffee table and I probably would see a face in there somewhere. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not. I've seen people do that with orb images all the time, where they enhance, and they see
even pictures of windows and like people, screens and
but I mean,
like walls.
It's the same thing. But you know, I mentioned the orb thing because I'm not saying that all of them are dust, but most are, and you know, just in certain particular cases, it's like, like with that guy, it was just like he wanted so bad to believe that there were like 100 spirits flying around. It was like Ghostbusters, where they get released from the building. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, when he
and
first,
you knew why he felt that way.
Yeah, but when he first popped up the first video, I'm like, this is what we're gonna look at.
But he did find one out of all those hours of
that was outside.
There was
and that was a shadow figure,
and that was amazing.
Yeah, that was
a brilliant catch.
Yeah, that was a shadow figure. He captured something outside on one of the outdoor cameras that literally looked like somebody peering from behind a building, and then like as if they were seeing if the coast is clear, and then walking away. That was really clear and really cool. One of the coolest videos I've seen of a shadow person forming and then looking and then walking. That was really cool.
And it was somebody that was like, you guys have seen like the movies with the war and stuff where they have that bush like thing over them. They look like they're a tree or they're whatever, and they're hiding, or in the winter, and they've got the in the snow, they've got the white stuff that they come up when they're getting ready to attack. It's exactly what this figure looked like he was in camouflage, and then he was trying to hide and look around the corner. It was pretty amazing. What?
Lauren was saying that her aunt. I mean, again, I get it. You know, when I encourage people to take pictures during our investigations, I'm more looking for like shadow figures or, you know, something else with the shape of a person or something else. The orb pictures, if they're in an area where we captured activity, you know, if we're together and we're, you know, and some people are with us, and there's an area where they have an activity and you take a picture or two, and then I might be more inclined to go, well, that was in that corner, you know. Have you ever investigated a cemetery? And I see faces all the time online, and
Yeah.
orbs always think, yeah, it is Pardelia for sure. That's exactly what it is. Your mind is programmed. We're built to matrix. It's matrixing too. Our minds are programmed to see things into things that are kind of jumbled. We look for. There was this technique that somebody was using for a while, where you would take like a video camera and you would point it. I forget how he did. I think you would point it at the TV and leave it on like the staticky non-reception thing, and it would create like a several images of the TV, and you could see like the TV because it was tuning or trying to tune, like the old-fashioned TV. You would see the shh, and you would see the because it was static,
Yeah.
and people would like freeze frames and take pictures and capture images in those pictures and say, that's it. Again, in theory, possible, not impossible. I would
Just
say,
another form of trying to communicate come through, right?
But our brain is programmed to see that looks like an eye, that looks like a nose, that looks like a, I used to take a lot of pictures, but now EVPs now and get a lot of them now work. Yeah, EVPs,
I love EVPs.
Are kind of the best. Hey, Len, how you doing? So, I don't know why I got into that whole orb thing. It's just, I love Ghost Adventures, and I watch that, and I'm a big critic of all these shows when I watch them, and that one, because I like it the most when I see, Zach do the old, you could see the, and we debunk this as not being dust or bugs. How? You're in an old hospital. You're in an old warehouse. You're in an old hospital. No one is cleaning those buildings regularly. Come on, really?
It's really hard to debunk orbs. I mean, unless it's like we've had a pulsating light come down a hall of a haunted church that we can't explain. It literally pulsated, and the funny thing is that it literally cascaded light onto the walls as it went. I mean, we can't explain it in a dark hall, and it actually went from one hallway, and we caught it on a different camera when it was coming up to the second floor, and it was amazing, and it came out of the room.
Yeah, orbs are the same as anomalies. It's just another word for it. Somebody was asking about cemetery.
Yeah, if we've investigated cemetery.
Way back, and I think everybody kind of gets their bones, no pun intended, that way. I'll tell you what, in the very, very early days when I first started getting into this, we're talking many, many, many moons ago, I would go to cemeteries and try to do EVPs, and I'd work with EMF equipment. I would go to like, these sites where like a battle took place or whatever in Jersey. I would look on websites like to these certain areas where there would be a plaque or something. I would go there and do the same thing, take my pictures, do EVP stuff. And I mean, it was just, it was a way of, again, just going through the process, learning what was something and not something.
We did have where we went into a building, and there was a cemetery outside the building. Our intention was not to investigate the cemetery at all. We were just doing this building that's supposedly haunted. And while we were doing this one room, we looked out the window, and there was actually a figure out in the cemetery. And of course, immediately, because this was like the dead of winter, we all rushed right out of the building and went all the way down to where we had all seen this figure, and there was nothing there.
I remember you folks in Gettysburg. Yeah, we've been to Gettysburg a million times in the battlefield, a million times. And again, I don't mind doing that. It's been a long time since last time we did that. And this is another kind of, I don't know how many years ago we're talking. We went to the Bash. It was, I don't know what year it was, but we went there. We mentioned that we were going to go out on the battlefield and do some investigating when we were there. And literally, a group of 10 people were around us, and we had the echo box and other things at the time.
We had to record. You guys had a lot of stuff, and it was funny because they were all sitting down by the section of sitting around this rock and everything stairwell, and I had gone up around, and the crowd formed around them, and as they came up around to rejoin the group, these people stopped me like, no, you can't go and interrupt them. I'm like, yes, I'm with them. So they weren't going to let me join back up with my own team.
And that was just, again, that was, God, I don't know how many years ago, but it was one of those things where we were like, oh.
It was fun. We
It
had
was
such
fun,
a good time.
But it was like one of those things where, I don't know. We don't even bring equipment with us when we go to the bash.
No.
You know? I mean, maybe I'll bring some this year. Maybe I'll bring a recorder this year. So just for, you know, the heck of it, we go in there and try to get some EVPs maybe. Hi, everyone. Just getting in. You missed everything, Karen. We're about to get off. Have a good night, everyone.
James says you got to investigate the cemetery in Barlow Knoll in Gettysburg.
So, we went through, again, the events. We talked about the Caldwell Parsonage last time, and that sold out literally the night after we talked about it on here, and I showed the clips. So thank you guys for that. Yeah. We were planning on doing a live from there soon. I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe a couple of weeks. I don't know. We got to plan a date for that. Sterling Hill Mine, September 16th, also sold out, which was great. And now we just rolled into the October stuff. There's a lot of October stuff.
October, we're very busy.
October, we have the October 7th Sterling Mine. Again, Halloween month is just something different about it when you're doing these paranormal events. It's just the mindset of people is different. The nights are longer. The weather's a little colder. I don't know. It's just the atmosphere is more charged up, I think, with the people just being so into it. We're talking about the possibility of maybe Kalani Ghost Hunter joining us October 7th, but we're not sure. We don't know yet, so
I hope so.
Not too hard.
I hope so.
But we're talking about it. I mean, it's something him and I have talked about doing an event with New Jersey Paranormal, and we'll see what happens. He seemed interested, but we don't know. If that happens, you know, we'll announce it. We'll put up a new poster. But Kalani, young guy, very good at what he does, has a crap ton of equipment, and it would be good to see. What do you show me? It'll be good to see, you know, him doing what he does live on all those TikTok videos, and I know he's a guy who's used to investigating. Yeah. So it's cool to have someone like that with us. And I don't know, we'll figure out what he's going to do, if he's going to go with everyone or whatever. But that's October 7th. And then the 14th, Camp Evans. Now, that place, man, definitely one of my favorites for sure. John Zappis is going to be there with us in August and October. We'll be back there. And what a perfect time to be at Camp Evans. October 14th, around Halloween, getting darker early. Man, that place, top to bottom, there's activity there. If you were with us for the John Zappis one, you know what we're talking about. That place is just a mystery box. You never know what you're going to get when you're there.
So do you think in October, the possibility if it doesn't rain, that this time you might do the house? Or do you think you'll just...
again, that takes...
a lot of planning. I mean,
it's a lot of moving parts.
It is.
But somebody wants to cross people across a busy street and take a chance if it rains, not being able to do that. But
hey,
somebody else has to really do the logical.
Wait a minute here. Don't logical nothing. It'd be cool.
So that's the 14th. But you know, to start the month off, we are doing lantern tours, ghost walks, whatever you want to call them, at the Sterling Hill Mine every Sunday at between 3:30 and 5, and what did I say, 5:30 and 7.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be like $20-25. It literally is just a shorter version of a ghost hunt. It's an hour and a half. We take you into the mine. We stop at different locations. We turn the lights out. We do equipment stuff. We do EVP stuff. And we had a good time last year, although we were exhausted. This year, we're going to be quadruply exhausted because all the events are leading up to the expo. in November.
Oh yeah, my favorite part is that when I'd been telling John for quite a while that in the mine I was hearing miners whistling when I was the only one in there, and John says, well, the odds of us being able to hear that on the tour is probably going to be pretty small. Nope. As soon as we got down to the end of that thing, and John had everybody turn out their lights to see how dark it is where you can't see your hand, and all of a sudden everybody heard the whistle that came down the mine where there was nobody. And I think that for me was like the highlight. That's something that I experience every time I go there. And you finally got to experience for the first time ever. And that group of people that was with us got to experience it. I mean, that was my highlight.
I mean, it's, again, for an hour and a half, you really do get a good taste of what our kind of ghost hunts are like there. And, you know, for that one, we let kids on too. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I like scaring kids. There's something fun about those little talkative ones that, you know, they act like they're all big and tough and everything, and then you get them in the mine, and those all the flashlights go off, and they, you know, holding on to their friend or their mom or something. I mean, we had a lot of that on the one that we just did with Dustin, Cody, Satori. Remember the Girl Scouts?
The Girl Scouts.
The Girl Scouts. As soon as we turned off the flashlights, they're like, "Can we turn them back on?" I'm like, "No, not yet."
I let you take that group.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Good evening, Edward. How are you? And then 21st at the Paranormal Center, and believe it or not, that one only has 4 spaces left. So
wow,
I literally just mentioned that one as well. That's only a 3-hour event. Paranormal Center, Woodbridge. It's only 10 minutes from us, thank God. And only 4 spaces left for that one. So that's October. And November, you know, we're going to do, are we doing it November 2nd? I don't even know. Oh, no, it's the Expo. The Expo's in November. So we're going to lead right up to that.
We're doing an event.
Things I miss about Jersey, my family and your group. I'd be at all the events. Oh, well, Cindy, you got to come back to Jersey then, and your family. I'm sure we're number 1. Your family's number 2, but you could see both if you come back to Jersey, you know. But you know, we kick around the you know, every year. This year's going so fast. We're in July already, believe it or not, and you know, the plans are pretty much in place for the whole entire year. And you know, again, very fortunate in that our events people do want to come to them. Thank God, and thank you guys for coming to them. But you know, this is a year. I don't ever think we're going to do more than the year before, but gosh darn it.
He says that every year, and somehow we end up working even harder.
No, but there are like chunks of time off, like coming up. We're going to July. We're going to have chunks in August.
Yeah, but you define your idea of time off as not doing an event, but there's always something going on.
Well, we're touring another college in July 5th.
I rest my case.
Next week. Can't wait for that one. Another college that says there are areas of the university that are haunted, and there are lots of stories about certain places and certain things. And we're going to be going up there July 5th to meet the person that contacted me, and he's going to take us a tour of the university and the buildings that are active. I don't know, man. I am loving the haunted colleges now.
I gotta say,
I am loving it, man. It's something weird about, you know, like when we used to go to the Dupree, you know, you have all these people that have all these stories that have gone to these schools forever. And like the schools were like, no, it's urban legend. And now they're kind of fessing up like, yeah, there's
stuff going on.
There's stuff going on here. We can't hide it.
I did there were several people, and even the faculty were saying that they were seeing these shadow figures in this one hall of the admin building. And just to see what would happen, we literally my group decided to do an investigation down this hall, and we were actually having activity, and it surprised the heck out of this one group that we're doing. Always seems to be a conduit, one person who seems to be the catalyst for whatever's going on. And we were getting messages about tripping and whatever, and then the woman was standing, and we hadn't closed her eyes and standing in this line, and all of a sudden she was like, my ankle's hurting. I don't know why my ankle's hurting. My ankle's hurting. And as soon as we acknowledged and we talked about it, it stopped hurting like that. So it was like, I said to her, do you think the spirit was trying to use you? Because it kept saying over and over, trip, trip, trip. And none of us got that maybe trip and falling. We said trip, taking a trip, whatever. And her ankle started to hurt.
Chris says we need an NJP tour bus because we do so many events. I would need to ride like separate in the limo. Christopher, they the rest of the could take the bus, but I just need my space, to get ready for these events and get
your limo will be like the monsters. What is it?
The monsters.
The monsters truck. Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that. It's the Donna Marion. How are you?
Hi, Donna.
I'm looking forward to going to the college because, again, I'm digging Centenary University a lot. Being able to go in there and just have that building to ourselves, and they let us in, they let us out, and I love doing events there. And now another college has come around again, a Jersey college, and I am so looking forward to going in there and hearing. Nothing's better than going into a place and hearing. They've seen this. And if it's a lot of things that they're seeing and hearing, you're like, can we do it now? Can I get my stuff out of the car? So that's another one where if we go in there and if we investigate it and find activity, look for 2 colleges to be on the NJP docket 2024. So that's what I was getting around to. 2024. After so many events this year, we're like, can we do as much next year? The answer is no way.
He says that, but mark my words, I bet this guy actually fills out a roster that even has more. You said that the year before. You said that the year before. You said we were going to slow down. And then each year it's just gotten more.
I mean it.
And I'm not complaining because we're very, very
sounds
fortunate.
To me like you're complaining.
No, we are very, very fortunate that 1, people are that interested, and 2, that these sites want us to be there. So that I don't complain about.
Where's the notebook?
We have
no notebook for next year.
I got 0. Lots of notebooks. Let me tell you.
This crazy person doesn't put anything on the computer. She's Captain Caveman. Everything's in a notebook and she writes it down. My notebooks are just for events and interviews. That's the only thing I use a notebook
I have
for.
both.
But this one has like a library of.
Oh yeah, I do.
When you guys have downtime, all right, there's a fair scary movie you watch. I love The Others and Ghost Story. Halloween, I watch all the horror movies. That's sort of my thing. And Christmas, I watch all the Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Not those lame Hallmark ones that this one watches. The good.
I don't even have Hallmark channel. Why do you say Hallmark?
The good Christmas. You used to watch all that crap.
How would you know?
Because I know you. I see what you watch.
He is projecting.
I'm projecting. I don't watch that Hallmark
no,
crap. You
what
do.
I watched that one night and you woke up and he
Urban Cowboy.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
Nor will I ever.
It's a great iconic movie.
John Travolta as a cowboy? Yeah, I don't think so.
He did a darn good job, let me tell you.
Did you see Grease Lightning on a horse? Oh, no. Yeah, I won't watch that. Anyway.
You miss good movies.
But I was saying that, like I said, next year, the plan for next year is not to do as many events, to kind of figure out what we want to do and go from there, and not to do 27, 28 events.
You say that, but
no, when you throw in the Girl Scout events and everything else, I mean, I want to do more streaming. I want to kind of balance it between just going somewhere and investigating with us, streaming like we've done.
Yeah.
Usually we just leave that for January, February, the winter months where we can't go out. But I want to kind of balance,
Okay. You guys heard it here. Can I hold you at that?
Yeah. First Friday the 13th was filmed in Blairstown. Jersey. No, I mean that's my plan. It's you know, like I said, when you get a little older like her,
Yeah, like me.
you know, it's kind of harder to recover after getting home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You got that right.
So I mean, you know,
You got
I try to take the old car for a drive out on the highway and you know, get it up to 100 miles an hour, but
I've earned every
the old car can't do it as much.
mile on this
Gotta
body.
put it in the garage.
And it deserves to be treated fairly and kindly.
Hey, Nikki, how are you?
So, yes.
That's the plan.
This body can't
whether we stick to it or not.
I mean, whether you stick to it or not.
Tune in next year for that. You guys been saying it every year. I mean it.
Thank you, Donna.
I mean it.
Thank you, Donna.
I mean it for next year.
Donna's heard this song and dance too.
I'm telling you, I mean it.
And you know what, Donna? 4th and 5th and 6th place will come up, and John goes, we got to keep all of these, and we still got to do this, and we still got to do that. We need to do this on Tuesday. We need to do that on Friday. We need so.
Not gonna happen.
Yo.
I'm telling you, slowing down.
I call bull.
You may not believe it, but it's
sugar.
True. You're gonna see.
That's what I say. Bull sugar.
You're gonna see for yourself.
Okay, we'll see.
Stop going to that dang creeper gallery. Plays too much too. I mean, tire me. No.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy.
That's the only thing I do have fun.
Everything we do is fun.
I do have fun going there.
Yes, everything we do is fun.
John needs a war room. With what? What do I need a war room with? Who? With what? Chalkboard. Susan. Again, I'll show you my notebook again. I'm 2 years older than my husband. He never lets me forget that. See? More creeper gallery.
See,
Charlene,
you know what, Jeff?
says.
I don't care. Age does not bother me. It's just I will turn to John and I'll go, yeah, I can't keep up.
No.
And he'll just go, suck it up.
As long as Donna owns the creeper gallery and will have us, we will be there for sure. Because Donna's a good friend of mine. Ours has been for many, many years.
Yeah.
She's like my Polish big sister. and she has those haunted items, you know, that I love messing with, and they love messing with me. I've gotten more experience in that place than I've gotten in a lot of other places that I've been, dealing with different energies, different objects, what they're capable of.
You've learned a lot from the creeper guy with that.
Yeah,
with that. You didn't believe in curses, and now you do. What?
I'm gonna kill you. But yeah, I mean, that was one of those things. For those of you guys who don't know, we go to the creeper gallery usually once a week. Not this week because it's just too much. We're burnt. We've got to do that thing tomorrow, and then Saturday night is Camp Evans, and we finally get a break. That's when I'll be at the creeper next week for sure.
Oh, he says you'll finally get a break, and this is
meaning Chris is going away for a week.
Yeah, so you guys will have to take care of him for me. Oh, you're so lost when I'm not here. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, because I get the freaking cat. Believe me, if it wasn't for that cat, I would have a great old time.
Really?
Sitting here,
you hear this?
Sipping my slushies, so and
maybe I should stay.
Sitting in my
I should stay a while.
My underwear, and watching TV.
Listen, you want to see what he'll look like when I'm gone?
Hey, that's not even yours. It's not even yours. How dare you?
Yeah.
It's mine.
I dare.
Nothing is sacred. 4th of July at the Creeper Gallery? I doubt that, because
that's what you get for saying, hey, if it weren't for, I wouldn't care.
You done?
Yes, I'm done.
No, 4th of July at the Creeper Gallery is going to be probably real busy in New Hope. I mean, really, really busy in New Hope. And, yeah, there's no way I would go near that place near the 4th of July.
No, you couldn't do.
Although I'd like to see the fireworks off the bridge. That'd be
that would be cool. But how would you even be able to do? You wouldn't be able to do EVPs. You wouldn't be able to, because everything would be everything would be I'll get it right in a minute, guys. I'm tired. Everything would be impacted by fireworks going off.
When you say the Canada smoke your way, you're talking about Canadian weed, Charlene? Is that code for Canadian weed? I knew she was. It would take a while for her to get it. She
got it.
Yes, we're getting the Canadian smoke tomorrow. I hear again, which I don't know why it comes to Jersey, that bad air. But anyway, like I said, the event's coming up for October. If you want to come to any of them, I'm going to Savannah with your husband. Wow, Look at that. He's actually going to do paranormal stuff with you, huh, Deb? Why does he never join us? He doesn't like us?
Because she asked about him coming to the Hoover House. I hope he comes to the Hoover House.
Yeah, but all these years we've known Deb, we've never seen him. I didn't think he was real.
She's dragging him to the Savannah.
I didn't think he was real.
So maybe she's pulling him into the paranormal stuff, huh?
I thought she was making him up.
Oh, God.
You see how she drinks that wine? I didn't think there was really a Mr. Ireton. Anyway, speaking of, people are asking about the Hoover House, too, in December. I believe the rooms are booked.
Yep.
And Pam has yet to tell us about the cobblestone, which we asked her
She's going to do it. She's got the bash that's on her plate right now.
Yeah, that's right. We got to wait for the bash to be over. In
December.
So, but if you want to come to the that's going to be $6, and that'll be again December or whatever that is, 2nd and 3rd. Deb, I just got back Monday. Have fun. There you go. Never been there. But again, any of the October events you guys want tickets to is NewJerseyParanormal@yahoo.com. I think the only thing for December is there's Hoover House, and I think we're going to Camp Evans one more time. And we're doing the Ghost of Christmas Past, which I'm not allowed to talk about because Donna doesn't want anybody bothering her about tickets for that until November. But we will be doing a Ghost of Christmas Past from the Creeper Gallery, where we investigate haunted objects in front of you guys, and we get to spend the holidays together, probably second week of December. So don't go bothering Donna about tickets because she doesn't want to be bothered until November. So don't message Donna Marion or the Creeper Gallery after this and ask for them because she's not going to do it. Even though there's such limited tickets available that you may miss out in November, don't go bothering Donna. What do you posted? Oh, New Jersey Paranormal?
Uh-huh.
And that should be fun. We have a great time doing that every year.
She's going without her husband to Savannah.
No. But we have a great time. Donna used to do more of those events, but she cut back this year. But it's kind of fun watching people investigate objects too. She told me to shut up now. See that? Shut up. I'm trying to promote her business.
She said, shade up.
Trying to promote her business.
She said, shade up.
And again, if you guys haven't been to the Creeper Gallery, if you get a chance to go to New Hope, New Hope's an awesome town. A lot of shops, a lot of restaurants, a lot of good restaurants. Havana, I love Havana's. And whatever that little place was where we got the steaks. Love that too. But Creeper Gallery, definitely check it out. Go into the Red Room, see for yourself all those objects around you. We know people now that are on here. These people are buying some of those things.
Yeah.
And they're reaching out to me and they're telling me, I'm buying this one, I'm buying that one. And I'm like, hey, I investigate them. You see what you see, you get what you get. You got something going on in your house? Yeah, we'll come and take care of it, but not for free. No. I actually got a call last night. You want to hear something weird? I can't play that message because it's on my phone. But I get a call last night. I'm watching TV. The Bear, which is a really good show. Watch The Bear. Good show on FX. And I get a phone call. I let it go to voicemail. And after the show, I listen back to this message. And this guy goes, John, I'm such and such from, I think he's from New York somewhere. And he's like, I speak to angels. And I want to prove to you what I could do. Could you please call me at this number? And I'm like, who was this guy? I was tempted to call, but I usually let her. She's my screener for certain kind of people. I let Chris deal with that and see just how.
See, there's a purpose here. You see that, right? I do have a purpose.
I let her see what kind of the range is there from people that I could talk to and maybe I don't want to talk to. But yeah, I am curious. And I wonder if I could record that. If I could talk to him and put the recorder on. And of course, I'll ask him
What?
for permission
Tell
in the
him
beginning.
about the dream that you had.
Can I finish?
Yeah. Let's put your pickle down.
And but I am curious, and I just got that idea that maybe.
How would we be that group if you're on New Jersey Paranormal?
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking for, but no, that's not us.
Oh, are we the? We've done the Burlington prison, but
That's just last year.
yeah.
But I am curious. I really should text that guy and say, look, I'll do this and talk to you if I can record it. See, I have a sacrifice for these people, and I'm almost afraid of what I would hear. Like, Angel, what was it? Angel got to say to me.
Well, with your aura.
I am really afraid of what the message from the angel might be.
But what would you say? You have this aura, and that you're the paranormal savior. So what? How bad could it be?
I mean, again, so yeah, I did. I got that message, and I did have a dream last night after that message, which may have been kind of a subliminal type of seed that he planted in my head. I had a dream about Chris's daughter, Christina, and we were sitting on this very couch.
And for those who don't know, that's my daughter who passed.
We were sitting on this very couch, and she was sitting where Chris is sitting, and Chris and I were sitting on either side of her. And I just kept looking at her, and she kept looking at me, smiling. And I said to her, we thought you were gone. I can't believe you're back. We thought you were gone. And she just looked at me with kind of a little smile, and I grabbed her hand, and I was like, we really thought you were gone. And she hugged me, and when she hugged me, I woke up, and I was thinking, like, what a weird coincidence that I would get that call, and then I would have that dream. That's only the second dream I've had about her, and it was just weird. Again, one of those things. Is it a coincidence?
But it was very real, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, that's too bizarre to be a coincidence. You know what I mean? Like certain things happen, and I'm a big believer in signs, even though I don't believe in angels or any of that stuff. But I had a dream about my mom where she was kind of talking about not coming to see her, and she said in the dream that she couldn't see and she couldn't hear. And I woke up literally heaving because I was so upset that, my mom hugged me, and I told her, Mom, I'm here. It's me, and, that dream, my sister is in a assisted living, and she's deaf and blind. And that just happened probably 4 or 5 years ago. And I haven't been there for a few months to see her. And I took that as a meaning, like, I got to get there. I got to get there to see her. It's been way too long, and I'm sure she's wondering where I am. And today I'm scrolling through my feed on Facebook, and there's, friend suggestions, people you may know, and my sister, her profile, her old profile, and her name, she can't go on Facebook anymore, of course, came up, was the very first one. And I knew, and I said to Chris, I'm going there Friday. I'm going there, no matter what, because somebody's telling me, and it's probably my mom. It's probably my mom saying to me, get your ass there. What are you doing? It's been too long. Get there. And I believe me, message received. I will definitely.
But I do have to tell you, I'm a little sore in the heart, because why did you get the dream of her giving the hug and everything, and I didn't get it?
Because I'll tell you why. Because being the paranormal savior, angels are actually calling me now.
You don't believe in them?
But they're calling
Maybe
me.
that's why
They're
that guy wanted to talk to you.
Scientific, factual proof now. Have you ever seen the movie Oh God?
Yes, I did.
Same thing. Only with angels. For those of you who don't know, before your time, there may be some younger folks here. Oh God with George Burns.
Brooke Shields.
He, I don't know who else was in it. But the country guy, John Denver?
Yeah.
John Denver was a guy who was kind of doubting his belief in God and everything, and God just showed up as George Burns one day and spent the whole movie with him trying to convince him that God was there, and he was there for people, and he was going to help people, and he wanted him to spread the word that God was still around. And it was an old movie, probably 70s, late 70s, early 80s. And, same thing with the angel.
I think you're more of like the
With me, with the angel.
With Jim Carrey.
No, I'm telling you. Just because the angels aren't calling you. See how she hates? There's just so much jelly. Just all jelly. Jelly, jelly, jelly. That my aura is better. Today I kicked her ass in both air hockey and video game racing at the beach. So she's a little sore from that because... And my aura is better, and now angels are calling me too. I mean... And I won this. So.
Oh, what did I do in my past life? That's all I want to know.
No, some people have never seen that movie, but angels are calling me, and I need to answer because there is a message that they're trying to get me to convey to you people.
Maybe you should take that call.
I'm going to have to now because they need to hear the message. Probably isn't for me. It's probably for me to give to.
Well, why wouldn't it be for
people.
you? If the guy said people. To you, the guy literally said, "I want to do that. This is what I do, and I want to prove it to you." He said to
for
you,
me to tell the people.
But you're assuming that maybe he's trying to.
That's the message I'm getting.
You're the one that doesn't believe in it, so maybe that's why he wants to talk to you. He wants to prove to like John Denver lost his faith, and God was there, to show him that they would be. Maybe this guy's trying to show you the angels are real.
That's not it.
He puts up the blocks and you're like,
you couldn't possibly understand because angels aren't calling you. So I don't expect you to get.
If you don't believe in them, how can they be calling you?
This is why they're calling.
Something real.
Maybe. Maybe not. I'll let you know. If his name is Harry and he lives in New York somewhere, then I'm not going to believe it.
Oh.
Anyway, today is what, Wednesday? So maybe we'll be back on Friday to tell you how
I do believe
the investigation went tomorrow at the business that we're going. There's probably going to be a whole wrap-up thing that we could talk about there. What we experienced, what we didn't experience, anything we were able to debunk, anything that we could share. I'm sure we can't mention the location, but we'll probably talk about, again, did we see shadow figures? Did we hear stuff? I mean, all that fun stuff. So we'll be back on Friday before the fun stuff happens Saturday night at Camp Evans. Back to Camp Evans again. So
love that place.
Hopefully you guys will be there. We'll see you there too.
We have a bad site among the whole list that we have. I like them all.
Yeah.
No. I really do.
That's why we can't stop doing anything.
I know. That's the problem.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I know this was all about nothing and
nothing about everything.
Yeah, this was definitely a Seinfeld episode for sure. Show about nothing, but we'll see you guys on Friday, and we'll tell you all about what happened with the investigation tomorrow. All right, guys.
Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy, and please be kind. And say hello to Mr. Pickle. Good night, everybody.
Bye, Mr. Pickle.